Matty, good to see you. Happy new season.
How are we all? You okay? Good to see you.
Very good.
Very good.
Um, it goes without saying it would have felt good to be back on Saturday if you'd lost 4-0 rather than beating the championship side 2-0, just to be out playing again.
Yeah, I think obviously everyone was excited, even in the pre-season games. It's been a long time off, very strange circumstances for everyone, but yeah, it's been a pleasure to get back out on a pitch and everyone's over the moon with it.
You're speaking to the manager about the last 6 or 7 months or so. From a player's perspective, how concerned were you? Because it doesn't take a rocket science to know that there's a finite amount of money in League Two and the lower clubs, the season being finished, genuine concerns about a lot of clubs, perhaps not Newport. From a player's perspective, what did you go through?
I think obviously the uncertainty from everyone, like you said, it's obviously different down in the lower leagues than in the Championship. Well, I think with all that uncertainty, everyone was still in contact when the lockdown was going on, and obviously we kept ourselves nice and fit, so we had that to keep us going. But yeah, I think all the uncertainty and like I said, I think everything's been sorted out well, money filtered down and things like that because them Premiership teams they can have a massive helping hand towards say for instance keeping League Two clubs afloat. So it's massive, but we got through the uncertain times now, getting back to a bit of normality, and we've just got to go on with our jobs as best as we can now.
Bet you felt like an 18-year-old again on the weekend.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Friday night, I didn't know what one was. I enjoyed it. But no, I think we kept ourselves very professional. Obviously, you need to have that. Although it was in such different circumstances, you need to allow yourself that break from football. And maybe it was a bit longer than anticipated, but certainly enjoyed a bit of family time and yeah, I was ready and raring to go when I was coming back.
You certainly look like you kept yourself in shape. You look like you trim, Matty. I know it's a black tracksuit; it probably helps. But
That's right.
yeah, how hard did you work? And I guess being without football is that extra motivation to go. You know what? When it does come back, I'm going to be ready.
Yeah, I think there was always that. Like I said, we did have the break, but I think everyone stayed in good contact. Bit of competition going on the Strava running. I don't think anyone beat Podge. He was he was throwing in some crazy times. But yeah, there was a lot of fitness work going on. A lot of the lads out on a bike. We managed to have a little cycle club going on. Um, and yeah, the fitness wise, I think it was strange, but I think everyone dealt with it so well, and so it paid dividends now. I think even coming back pre-season, the running that we were doing, we were beating the times, and obviously you don't know what it's going to be like having such a long time off. But it's credit to everyone's professionalism, how they dealt with it, and yeah, we've come back and like I said, we look fit enough on Saturday, but we're only going to get fitter now, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And the manager was telling us you've got a 40-something new signing that is showing that it doesn't matter about your age. You've got to stay on top of your fitness.
Yeah, he's fantastic professional. I think he's a credit to himself and a credit to well, he's an inspiration to anyone looking to have a career in football. Not only has he done the work on the pitch, his work off the pitch, but I think if you look at his record, it speaks for himself. And we're very lucky to obviously to acquire him. But I'm sure he'll want to carry on all them records now, and he himself will say he's got a point to prove, and he wants to go out there and prove his worth on the pitch.
What about yourself, Matty? What's your targets for the season? A slightly different role at the weekend.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. We worked on it in pre-season a bit. Obviously, playing out a bit more, I'm comfortable with it. Obviously, games will change, and like you said, you're playing against a top championship side. It might be a different style of play to what we might encounter in League Two. But I'm looking forward to obviously playing wherever the gaffer wants me to play. But yeah, Saturday was enjoyable, and I want to stay in the team. And obviously, we want to progress as a football team. We've had progression, maybe not so much last year, but I think since I've signed, we've progressed every year, and we want to get back to them high heights of obviously going one better than the playoff final and making sure we're just striving to get better and making sure our performances take care of themselves.
Wish you the very best of luck, Matt. It's great to see you.
Thank you, mate.
Matty, when you talked about the uncertain times, was there ever a point where you thought, I'm going to have to go and find another job?
Yeah, I think everyone had that in their mind. Obviously, I think first of all we're the very fortunate ones. There's a lot of us had a contract. There's 1,500 footballers who are in a very difficult situation. There's a lot of quality still out there that are in a really tough time. But I think that was it. That's obviously everyone's concern. First and foremost, you've got to think about your livelihood, your family, and things like that. So yeah, we were fortunate that we were in contract. But yeah, that uncertainty of people who are out of contract, that uncertainty of where does it go next, and things like that, obviously plays in the mind a bit. So yeah, it does. It opens your eyes a lot.
Yeah, quite. The football industry sort of worked pretty well together, though, didn't it? It got its act together eventually because no one really knew what the hell was going on. But the fact that you're all back playing, we're hopefully going to get some crowds shortly, certainly in England. I mean, it seems as though of all the sports, football's led the way.
Yeah, I think obviously it pulls together. It was always talked about going back first because, let's be honest, it's part of everyone's lives. Everyone looks forward to a Saturday, Tuesday night. It's the boys at the top are role models to pretty much the whole of the younger generation. Any young boy or any young girl that's wanting to be anything is probably football is quite high up on that list. So I think they dealt with that perfect. Like you said, eventually all that uncertainty, I don't think you were going to get answers straight away, but everything got dealt with perfect. And we're leading the way now, as in everyone's obviously tested and everyone's back on a Saturday, and everyone's doing it in a safe manner, and people have got something to look forward to now. So, like I said before, we're the lucky ones that are carrying on with our job. So we'll just go out there and put on the best performance we can, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. How difficult is it playing without fans?
Yeah, I think obviously Saturday. When you sit, we all sat in here and watched the draw come out. Obviously, people might think the Carabao Cup might not be anything so early on. When you get a team like Swansea, obviously I'm from England myself, but I know as soon as that ball came out, I'm like thinking about all the fans, the atmosphere that would have been created. Obviously, it's a shame, but I think everyone clocked in and managed to watch it, and they'll have a few bragging rights over the weekend. So when they go back into work today, they'll be able to say they're the only Welsh team left in the cup, like, so it'll be good.
But surely the worst thing about not having fans is you can hear the manager even more loud and clear. Not that he.
I tell you what, if we beat 4-0, he wouldn't.
Not that he needs a megaphone, but yeah, I mean he's never quiet on the touchline, is he?
No, he's good on the touchline. There's a lot of emotion in football, and obviously sometimes that comes out on the pitch. I think you probably hear it between the players themselves, like, well, it's an emotional game, and I'm sure when the fans do clock in, they'll probably hear a lot more now. Yeah.
Of all the things that the last 7 months have taught you, what are the lessons you've taken out of it? I mean, so many of us are thinking, we shouldn't take anything for granted anymore, and we should make the most of everything. But what has this last 7 months done for you?
Yeah, I think obviously that we're so lucky to be in the job that we're in from the start, but we're so lucky to be back playing now. But so you can't take anything for granted, like I said there before. There's a lot of footballers who are out of contract who have them worries that people don't associate with football. But it's been a real eye opener, as in, look, we were lucky before, but obviously very lucky now to be carrying out like our profession and playing football on a Saturday at 3:00 again. It's fantastic. Like, it's what we've been brought up to do. It's what we live for. So yeah, we're very grateful for it.
Yeah. Finally, if you talk about getting Swansea in the cup, great local derby, but a win against a team that was in the playoff, only 2 games away from going back into the Premier League, does that set the benchmark for you for the season?
Yeah, I think we've set out standards. We talked about standards from kind of the first day we come back. So we've got our standards now, and we'll be looking to continue them standards through performance. And like I said, things we'll only get fitter. We'll face different challenges along the way, but we're over the moon with how the first competitive game's gone, and we'll look to continue that form.
Great, good man. Thank you for your time. Good to see you.
You too.
Hi. Can I just ask how you think the Cheltenham game is going to differ from the one against Swansea?
I think obviously you're playing against, like you said, a top championship side. We were prepared to have a lot less of the football. We worked on that, and you're kind of getting back to the grind now. Tuesday, obviously, I think the squad that we've got. I think obviously you look at some of the players that weren't playing on Saturday. It's important for people to get minutes in the legs, and it'll be more of a realistic test, but one that we'll go into full of confidence on the back of Saturday.
Do you think it'll give you more of a kind of basis going forward than the game against Swansea, being that was kind of not to say a one-off, but a game that doesn't come around as often as playing a League Two opposition?
Yeah, I think so, but let's see, you can only beat what's put out in front of you. You'll adapt to the situation on Tuesday, and then again on Saturday, obviously, like I said, we can only do what we could have done on Saturday. There's a lot of positives to take, even when we did have the football, and things that we're trying to work on. So going on to Tuesday now, like I said, it'll be a bit more of a realistic test, but one that we'll go into and we'll take a lot of confidence going into it, and we'll look to win that game of football as well.
Do you think that's the same situation as in the League Cup now? Do you reckon County have been handed an easier draw in a way in the next round?
I think you can only deal with what you dealt with as such. There isn't an easy game of football ever, so you only go out there, be professional, and look to win the game, however way that'll be.
All right. Yeah. Thanks very much.
That's great. Thank you very much, everyone.